Okay, I can't.
Nope,
I can't do it.
nope,
No,
nope,
no, no,
nope,
no,
nope,
no, I'm
nope,
not doing it.
nope,
I'm not doing it. No, 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 I'm not
Come
doing
on,
it. No,
come on,
no, I'm not doing it.
come on,
I can't do it.
come on,
I can't
come on,
do it.
come on.
No,
Nope,
I
sit
can't
down,
do
sit
it.
down,
I'm not
sit
doing
down,
it.
sit down.
Why?
No,
Why?
the
Why?
people want to hear
Why?
what you have to
Why?
say.
Why?
They want to
Dude,
hear what you have to say.
Okay,
Come on.
okay, all right. Here it is. Here it is. Brian Reynolds requested a trade from the Pirates. I mean, we should have knew all along. We should have knew all along. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. What did I say when they create a losing environment? What did I say? I said I would not be surprised if he wants out in 2024. Well, guess what? He wants out sooner. I don't blame him. Because why else? Why wouldn't he want out? When there's a losing environment, he's one of the 3 best players on the team that actually tries to win, he's been carrying his team since 2019. Of course he wants out. Why wouldn't he? He's in the prime of his freaking career. Like, of course he wants out. Why wouldn't he? Now, Alex, I got a question for you, pal.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
I'm ready to answer your question.
Say you were on the Edinburgh football team.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And you, Reed Martin, and Isaac Bernard were the 3 best players. And you were the 3 best players, and you played so well. You were the best players every game. You went out there, you killed it every time, but you lost at the end, and it was a losing environment. But you, and like Nolp was just, we lost, whatever. Like, he was okay with losing, and everybody else on the team was okay with losing, and they didn't really put it all on the field. What would you want to do?
I'd want to transfer. Or, in this situation, is not the person. I'd want to transfer.
Exactly. So why would Brian Reynolds want to stay in a losing environment during his prime? Now, I get why. It is also because of pay, okay? We'll get to the pay in a moment. Trust me. Trust me, we will get to the pay in a moment. But that's what happens when you create a losing environment. I have said this countless numbers of times. They have all the tools to make a good team. It's there. They have the pieces, but they refuse to use them. O'Neal Cruz is going to be a star. Brian Reynolds is their best hitter. He is their best center fielder. Because guess what? There's other people that can play center field, like Jack Sawinski, G1 Bay. Like, they can play center field as well. But Brian Reynolds, you can't, in my opinion, you can't, you can't replace him. You can't.
No.
You just can't. He was an all-star starter last year, along with Adam Frazier, who got, of course, traded. And let me tell you something about the pay. It's time to go to the pay. Now, I know they offered him a bigger contract than Key Brian Hayes. But you want to know what that contract probably was? It was probably $10 million a year for, like, I don't know, throw out a number for that.
I don't know, like 4 years maybe?
And you want to know how much Aaron Judge will be making when he signs a new extension? 10 times that amount.
Oh, God.
You can't make one exception for Brian Reynolds. You should be ready to compete in a year or two. And you do not want to pay your best player. You want to know what their payroll is projected to be in 2023? You want to take a guess?
I'm not super familiar with baseball payroll, so I don't know, maybe like 40 million?
49 million, and they can't make the one exception for Brian Reynolds. I'm done. Now, he's not traded yet, and I saw there's word that at the winter meetings that he will most likely not be traded. The Pirates aren't interested in trading him. You're just making things worse at this point. You really are. because he's going to want to hold out because he does have 3 years left of control. And heck, maybe he's going to want to play because he probably doesn't want to waste 3 years. And I'm going to be real honest. Going public about a trade request, you can't come back from that. You just can't.
No.
You can't.
Nope.
That bridge is gone. It's gone. It is burnt to a crisp. It is gone. So Brian Reynolds is most likely gone. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Why do I give so much energy to a team that does not care about winning? Why do I care? I should have known. I've been told this thousands of times, and I shrugged it off, which I pretty much knew, but I just shrugged it off. The Pirates will not get better until Bob Nutting is gone. It's just facts. He does not care about winning. He just cares about the money and adding more bathrooms to PNC Park like they freaking need them. It's true. It's true. Disgraceful. It's disgraceful.
Unbelievable.
And I'm going to be real honest with you. Thinking about what I was going to say today, I honestly didn't know. I didn't plan this out. What you're hearing is pretty much on the fly. No stats. Well, you got the payroll number, but I just remembered that. There's no stats, no nothing. This is all coming from me in here, and you're getting my natural reaction. Because I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm tired of this. Like, do you think, now, I make an exception for the McCutchen trade because obviously they got Brian Reynolds from the McCutchen trade, but do you think Garrett Cole wanted to leave Pittsburgh? Probably, but let's be real. At the time, you think he wanted to leave Pittsburgh? No. You think Austin Meadows and Tyler Glasnow wanted to leave Pittsburgh? Well, they didn't have a choice because of the Chris Archer trade, but we don't want to talk about that. No. You think Joe Musgrove wanted to leave? No. You think Adam Frazier wanted to leave? No. I just don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. The Pirates have been my team since I was a kid. And it's just never going to get better. I'm never going to see a World Series in my lifetime. You're not going to see a World Series in your lifetime.
Nope.
Nobody in my house is going to see a World Series in their lifetime. My dad has, but he was like 5 when they last won the World Series, I think.
Yeah, 1979.
Yeah. So I'm done. I can't. It's just so hard to watch. It really is. Now, if you want to make an argument Reynolds is declining, go look at the numbers. Yeah, he started off so slow last year, but he batted like .350 in the month of June. And he finished with like a .261 average. Look at the stats. He's not declining. He's still really, really good. He's still a really good piece to be your number 2 or number 3 hitter in the lineup.
Oh, God.
Now, they may not trade him, and maybe they'll figure this out. Maybe they'll smooth it over. Like I said, he has 3 years of control left. That is plenty of time to smooth things over. But knowing the history of the Pirates and the shape that they are in, it's not looking good. And I'm going to be real honest with you. If you want to see a change to the Pirates and you hate Bob Nutting so much, stop going to the game. Stop going to the game. You take money out of his pocket. He cares about attendance. I know he does. So just don't go to the game. That's how you hurt Bob Nutting. And then that's how you get to him. And then that's when the thought of selling the team happens. Just don't go to the game. Stop supporting the Pirates. That's what I should be doing.
Yeah, apparently attendance rates need to drop even more.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the crowd during a Pirates game.
Yeah. Look at a crowd from 2015 when they were winning. Look at it now.
It's like, it looks like a JV football game out there sometimes.
No, and another thing. No wonder announcers on their broadcast during whatever team is playing the Pirates, no wonder they say we're a nothing team. You want to know why? Because we're a nothing team. We're nothing. We suck. They're terrible. And then they want to ship out Brian Reynolds. Well, I guess they don't want to ship him out. I'm getting too flustered. I'm so mad. But they don't want to pay Brian Reynolds. And I just don't get it. I'm like mixing up my words here. I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Like, when do you ever hear me screw up on my words? Like
Not
that.
often.
Not often. This is the one time I'm doing it because I just don't know what to say anymore. It's terrible. It's terrible. If you smooth things over with Brian Reynolds, pay him what he's worth. And if he starts to decline, guess what? You at least showed Pittsburgh and the fans that actually like this team that you care. And by the looks of it, the fact that you don't want to pay your best player, you don't care. So I'm going to leave it at that. So if there's any other news that comes around when we go on to our show on the Zoom or whatever we're going to do, I'm so flustered. I just don't know what to say. When we do our Zoom shows, if there's any other breaking news, if he gets traded, if he doesn't get traded, we'll let you know. But that's what I got to say about it. A lot of people were curious of what I had to say, and all I said is that Monday is going to be fun, and this is fun. So we're going to see what happens with Brian Reynolds and the Pirates. Deep down, I want him to stay. But if he goes somewhere else, I'll support him wherever he goes. Because like, my brother is not a Pirates fan anymore. He's a White Sox fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he left because of Bob Nutting and the team.
Wild.
I don't blame him now. I don't blame him now at all. So hopefully they talk to Reynolds. Hopefully they smooth things over. It's not looking good, but hopefully there's a miracle and he's still a Pirate when we get to 2023. That is all. All right, so what do you got for college football?
No stats.
Take a water.
Just points.
Drink of water because I'm so mad.
Just points. Big weekend in college football. Go through the points, the main points, pretty much just entirely pertaining to the top four and the way the college football playoff will be laid out. Now that the final rankings are official, we're going to get straight to it. Just going to run down the scores, essentially, of how everything went. Number 1, Georgia routed LSU in the SEC Championship 50-30. I want to say it was like 35-7 at halftime in the SEC Championship. Michigan stays number 2 in the nation after handling Purdue 43-22. It was a bit close in the first half, but they handled it and won the Big Ten Championship. Big one, TCU actually jumps up a spot to number 3 after losing in overtime to Kansas State in the Big 12 Championship 31-28. I believe Kansas State was ranked inside at least the top 15, if not like the top 12. And then number 4 USC, who completely controlled their own destiny, choked it away and got dismantled in the Pac-12 Championship against Utah 47-24, making them 0-2 against Utah this season, which apparently the football gods just wanted to torture me for an extra week. Puts Ohio State at number 4, meaning they get to play number 1 Georgia.
Go Dogs.
In, I believe, the Peach Bowl in the college football semifinal. The one big thing I will say is this gave Ohio State a full week off, since they didn't play in a conference championship game. This gave them an entire week off to get healthy, while Georgia is still somewhat reeling from a handful of injuries. So who knows? Maybe a healthy Ohio State team with their starting running backs back and everything in order, and possibly a healthy Jackson Smith and Jigba can at least make it within 17 points against Georgia. I don't know. Maybe Ryan Day will get his act together and make some better play calling or something like that, but I don't know. So as the current standings are, as the final AP poll standings, number 1 Georgia faces number 4 Ohio State, and number 2 Michigan faces number 3 TCU. Two very interesting matchup games. Only one SEC football team in the college football playoff this year makes me pretty happy. Alabama missed the playoff by 1 spot this year. They sat at number 5.
Thank God.
Nick Saban doesn't get a shot to win it again this year. So, interesting weekend of championship football in college. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I'm going to be real here, okay? ain't nobody care about the college football playoffs. They care about the Sun Bowl. Pitt and UCLA. And
Oh, is that who they're playing?
Yes.
Sick.
And, okay. Here's the thing. I know I've been all angry so far with Brian Reynolds and everything, but we got some happy news. Keenan Slovis is gone.
Let's go.
He entered the transfer portal, and Pitt's got a new quarterback now.
Pitt does have a new quarterback. They have former Notre Dame and Boston College quarterback Phil Jurkovec, who played high school football about 40 minutes from me, and luckily played for Pine Richland before we started playing Pine Richland, even though we got demolished by them every year that we played them anyway. But Phil Jurkovec, I believe nephew of my former vice principal in my high school.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Cool.
The new Pitt quarterback.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't stink, because then there's a certain nickname people will give him if he stinks, but we can't say that on air.
We can't get into that.
But if you know, if you know, you know. Let's just say it that way. But yeah, Pitt, UCLA. Nick Patty's gonna put on another masterclass in the bowl game. Let's go. Yeah, I can't wait for that game. That's gonna be interesting.
It is gonna be interesting.
Next week, I'm gonna have my good friend from high school, Bryce Stubert, on the show. Big Michigan guy. We're gonna talk about a lot of college football. We're actually gonna do rapid fire for all the bowl games. Yes.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and he actually told me he watched the old episode to see like how your delivery was, so and see how he can like
counter and stuff like that.
Yeah, roll with you on the show, whatever. So he's doing his homework.
Bryce is doing his homework.
Bryce is doing his homework.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait. So that's next week for our first Zoom show, which, by the way,
episode 10.
Let's go.
Crazy.
All right. We have two Steeler games to talk about. First, the Monday night game against the Colts. I actually wrote down some stats too, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say
yeah. I know you're the second. I'll give you a little break.
Feel free.
Okay. So the Steelers beat the Colts on Monday night, 24-17. Good game.
A little slow in the second half to start, but
yeah. Kenny Pickett, man, he's progressing really well.
He is. He's getting a groove.
Yeah, he really is. Which, at this point, if you hate Kenny Pickett, you're just a hater.
You're just a hater.
If you're just crapping on him, saying, "Oh, his accuracy is not good," or "Oh, his hands," he's progressing.
Stop.
Just stop. Okay, just stop.
And that's coming from two professional haters as well, by the way.
I'm a very professional hater. So all right, so yeah, Kenny Pickett, 20 for 28, 174 yards. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Matt Ryan, 22 for 34, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Is it Sam Ellinger time again?
I don't even. His first half was garbage.
It was really bad.
It was horrible. And Jeff Saturday needs to know how to call a timeout, by the way. That was awful.
We won't talk about the fact that Matt Ryan's like a 10-year veteran and he just can't call a timeout during a 2-minute drill.
I'm surprised he didn't call a timeout either. I was surprised.
Exactly.
I was surprised.
Stand right up. Timeout.
Yeah. So, all right, rushing wise, so Najee got hurt, so he got taken out of the game early. But before he got hurt, he had 10 carries, 35 yards.
Had a touchdown.
Yeah. Benny Snell, 12 carries, 62 yards. Of course, Kenny Pickett, 6 carries, 32 yards. Of course.
Over 5 yards a carry for Benny Snell. Okay.
Yep. He's earned more reps.
He's earned reps.
Yep. Jonathan Taylor, 20 carries, 86 yards. I like how in the second half they learned that they had Jonathan Taylor on their team.
I know. It's like they just forgot again.
Yeah.
Like they did for the first 5 games of the season that they have. How do you forget?
Beyond me. George Pickens, he got the ball 3 times, 57 yards. We'll get to George Pickens in a little bit. Deontay Johnson.
We paid him.
Got the ball 5 times, 49 yards. How many times did he drop the ball?
I want to say at least twice.
He got
twice in the same red zone possession.
Kenny was there. Kenny had some better ball placement, like really good ball placement that game.
That goal line fade?
Yeah. So Deontay Johnson, yeah. Kenny Pickett's the problem. Yeah, Move, got the ball 3 times, 39 yards, and then for the Colts, I mean, Pittman got the ball seven times, 61 yards. So good win for the Steelers. Now,
And the Steelers made Jelani Woods
Yep.
look good. Don't
Yep.
know how that happened.
Yep, and then the Steelers and Falcons. Steelers won 19-16.
Back-to-back road
Yep.
victories for the Lurs, baby.
Kenny Pickett, 16 for 28, 197 yards, 1 touchdown. That's, again, pretty good.
He's a rookie. He's got to be a game manager.
Yes.
That's about it.
He's not going to go 25 for 35 with 350 yards every game. It just doesn't work that way for a rookie quarterback. All right, so Marcus Mariota, 13 for 24, 167 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Rushing, Najee. Ooh.
Big bounce back game after getting hurt.
Yeah, he was mean in this game. He was mean. 17 carries, 86 yards. Benny Snell, 6 carries, 24 yards. Cordell Patterson, 11 carries, 60 yards. So, yeah, Najee, good game. I mean, compared to what's happened all year, good game.
He's starting to kind of return to that 350 carry season that he had last year as a rookie.
Yep. Receiving, Freiermuth got the ball 3 times, 76 yards.
Seems like he just catches it every time the ball comes at him.
Yeah, that 156-yard play, that was pretty good. Deontay Johnson got the ball 5 times, 60 yards. Connor Hayward, touchdown to celebrate and honor his father. He got a touchdown. And Kenny Pickett said, everything happens for a reason, and I do believe that.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then for the Falcons, Drake London got the ball 6 times, 95 yards. So
He's big.
He really is. But good 2 games for the Steelers, and they're in the hunt. Ooh, oh boy. All right, what else you got?
Would it be a good episode of Tailgate Talks if I wasn't angry at the Denver Broncos? Okay. Had to get myself hyped up. The Denver Broncos.
Why am I getting hyped up?
The Denver Broncos went to Baltimore yesterday and lost 10-9. They went 2 for 12 on 3rd down. Had 4 penalties for 48 yards. Whatever, it's not that bad. 272 total yards of offense. Let's just admire the fact that the Broncos offense has 14 total touchdowns this year. 14.
Oh God, I hate the Broncos.
14.
I hate
14
the Broncos.
touchdowns. 14 touchdowns.
I hate the
Russell
Broncos.
Wilson completed 70% of his passes. Impressive, but not really considering it was for 189 yards. He also had 2 carries for 21 yards, which was literally almost as good as anyone else on the team, considering their leading rusher was Latavius Murray with 17 carries for 47 yards. And for some reason, Greg Dulcich is his favorite target, the 17th string tight end. 6 receptions for 85 yards. And then Jerry Jeudy had 4 receptions for 65 yards. And then on to the Ravens. They went 3 for 13 on 3rd down. Not really mad at the Ravens offense that much, considering the Broncos are the best scoring defense in the NFL. Russell Wilson, that's pathetic that you're 3-9 with the number 1 scoring defense in the league. The Ravens also went 3 for 3 on 4th down, which is pretty impressive. Only 3 penalties for 15 yards, excuse me. And Russell Wilson lost to Tyler Huntley this week. Tyler Huntley completed 84% of his passes for 187 yards and an interception, and then carried the ball 10 times for 41 yards and a touchdown. And then Kenyon Drake was the 2nd leading rusher on the team with 7 carries for 29 yards. Lamar Jackson went 3 for 4 for 11 yards with a 9-yard rush on top of that. He was limited due to a knee injury and barely played. Receivers, Mark Andrews, 4 receptions for 53 yards. And Demarcus Robinson had 7 receptions for 41 yards. And we thought primetime Colts-Broncos was bad. Russell Wilson, you are so lucky this is not a primetime game. If you lost to Tyler Huntley in primetime, you probably would have, 1, watched your head coach get fired, and 2, got cut. The Ravens' defense isn't even healthy. Denver, if I'm you, I'm cleaning house. I'm firing Nat Hackett and I'm cutting Russell Wilson and taking the probably $150 million in dead cap total over his extent of his contract. I can't begin to explain how pathetic this is. I'm just gonna move on to the next game. I'm gonna leave it there. You want to talk about an actual good football game? Here we go. Chiefs at Bengals.
Oh, that was a good game. Yep.
Patrick Mahomes is now 0-3 against Joe Burrow in their I'm flustered too.
Man, we're just off today.
Patrick Mahomes now 0-3 in his last 3 matchups against Joe Burrow, including the AFC Championship game at home. Chiefs, 6 for 11 on third down, 2 for 2 on fourth. Mahomes went 16 for 27, sub 60% completion percentage is kind of uncharacteristic for him. 223 yards is low. 1 touchdown is also low. But I believe, no, he did not have he did have a rushing touchdown as well, so he had 2 total touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco was the leading rusher for the Chiefs, 14 attempts, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Excuse me. Jerick McKinnon also had 8 attempts for 51 yards, so they kind of had a 2-back system going. Marquez Valdez-Scantling was the leading receiver, 2 receptions for 71 yards, followed by Kelsey, shocker, 4 receptions for 56 yards. And then the Bengals, very efficient, 7 for 11 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down, big deal. 6 penalties for 65 yards isn't great. Burrow went 25 for 31, that's 80%, for 286, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 11 carries for 46 yards and a touchdown. So 3 total touchdowns and over 300 total yards for Joe Burrow on the game. Samaje Perine had 21 carries for 106 yards in place of Joe Mixon, because apparently he's better than Joe Mixon. Jamar Chase, first game back from injury, 7 receptions, 97 yards, and Tyler Boyd, 4 receptions for 60 yards. The Bengals own the time of possession battle by a little less than 5 minutes and won the game 27-24 in regulation. So really kind of evens the playing field. The Bengals are now 8-4 and the Chiefs are 9-3. The AFC is pretty even amongst the top teams right now. So it's really anyone's game for the 1 seed at this point. If the Bengals, win out and the Chiefs drop one, the Bengals are all of a sudden the 1 seed because the Bills apparently can't play football anymore.
Nope.
So we'll see how it goes.
There we go. All right. Got any more games?
Did somebody give the Cowboys' entire roster crack?
I forgot about this game. Oh, my God. They're
They
playing
lost
well.
They lost.
Playing
I swear to
well.
God, the Packers just lit the Cowboys' fire. The Cowboys are on an absolute rampage after losing at Green Bay at the Tundra. Can't really give credit to the Cowboys for all of it, considering Matt Ryan handed them the ball back 3 times. Dak Prescott didn't really play a spectacular game. He threw the ball for 170 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Not really anything spectacular. Tony Pollard, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zeke, 77 yards and a touchdown. So the Cowboys just stomped on the faces of the Colts defense the entire game. Combined for 220 team rushing yards, which is incredible. As I said, Matt Ryan threw the ball to the Cowboys 3 times, which is more times than he threw touchdowns to his own teammates. And they also lost 2 fumbles, so they committed 5 penalties and they committed 5 turnovers. You got me all flustered now.
It's just an angry day.
It's an angry episode.
It is
today.
It's finals week. Everybody's angry.
Oh my God.
Everybody's
so
angry.
The Colts committed 5 penalties. The Colts committed 5 turnovers with 88 yards of penalties on top of that. That is recipe for losing 54-19 like they did. I can't remember if I said that or not. And then quickly, so we can get the heck out of NFL talk because we've talked about it so much today.
My brother just informed me Trey Turner is going to the Phillies. 11 years, $300 million.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So the Phillies, after, losing to the Astros in the World Series, that's making a big money move.
I'm gonna look it up on Twitter just to see if he's not pulling a rib on me.
Okay, while he's doing that, NFL honorable mentions. Brandon Staley is not the Chargers guy. They choke on the road 27-20 at the Raiders. It's true?
There we go.
With a full no trade clause. Wow. Interesting. So as I said, Brandon Staley, not your guy, LA. Chargers choke on the road against the Raiders 27-20. Lions hammer the Jaguars at home 40-14. Aaron Rodgers can have rib cartilage damage and a broken thumb, and he still owns the Chicago Bears. Brock Purdy, coming in relief of Jimmy Garoppolo after a whole 4 pass attempts, goes for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns to beat the Dolphins at home 33-17. Is this a potential landing spot for Baker Mayfield now that he's been cut from the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Question.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield got cut today. Yeah.
So we'll see. Does Baker Mayfield end up being?
He's a Brown.
He's a Brown.
He's
Back
a
to the
Brown.
Browns.
Back to the Browns. He did nothing wrong. Baker Mayfield did nothing wrong.
Can Baker Mayfield go to the 49ers and help them make a playoff push? Because we've seen him be successful with a good roster before. And finally, the Browns defense took Deshaun Watson and held him in their arms like a little baby and carried him to a win at Houston against his former team in a game in which the Browns defense put up 31 fantasy points and absolutely screwed me over in fantasy this week. So
I'd have to look at what I did in fantasy.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday. I just can't remember what the score is now. But
that's NFL for this week. A lot of crazy stuff. A lot of crazy football between college and the NFL this weekend. So
there we go. Okay, here we go.
Whew.
It's our favorite bit of the week.
Rapid fire.
Oh, Lord, this Thursday night game. Oh, Lord. Raiders at Rams.
Oh, my God. The Matthew Staffordless Rams. The Rams beat the Raiders with John Wolford as their quarterback. Yeah, they do. I'm going to go with the Rams.
I'm going to go with the Rams. I don't care. I don't care. Jets at Bills. The Bills are coming for blood.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Bills get their revenge this time.
I'm gonna go with the Bills as well. Okay. Browns at Bengals.
Bengals. Sorry, Deshaun. You're bad.
Yeah. All right. Texans at Cowboys. Cowboys
are gonna roll again.
Cowboys are on a roll. Vikings at Lions. Lions are playing good football.
The Vikings just escaped a road victory against the Jets. I'm going to go with the Vikings on the road, though.
I'm about to go with the Vikings. Eagles at Giants.
The Giants and the Commanders just tied.
I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I'm going to go with the Eagles, too.
Ravens at Steelers.
They haven't played yet.
In Pittsburgh.
I'm going to say the Steelers take it at home.
I'm going to go with the Steelers, too.
Especially if Lamar Jackson's not fully healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Jaguars at Titans. Duval! I'm going Titans.
So am I, even though they just got absolutely hammered at home by the Eagles.
This next game. I'm going to show it to Alex first before I say what it is. Chiefs at Broncos. Who do you think we're gonna pick?
I said I'm never picking the Broncos again this year.
I'm never picking the Broncos ever again either. Absolutely the Chiefs. Buccaneers at 49ers. Let's see. I'm curious. Really?
I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah, but
the Niners have the number 1 defense in the league.
Yeah, it's true. Jimmy G is out for the year though.
He is out for the season. Tom Brady's either losing to Brock Purdy or Baker Mayfield this week. So
imagine Tom Brady in the same year losing to Brock Purdy or Baker Mayfield, losing to P.J. Walker, losing to Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky all in 1 year. Wow. Panthers at Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks. Dolphins at Chargers. I'm going Dolphins all the way.
God, I can't pick that. Again, I'm just not picking any AFC West team except for the Chiefs this year.
Right. And then Patriots at Cardinals. Patriots. And hopefully Tom Brady is not a Patriot again.
I swear to God.
But that is the rapid fire. All right. Something we haven't talked about yet here on the show for our final thing we're talking about here today. Tensions rise between Trae Young and Atlanta Hawks coach Nate McMillan. My brother said that I should bring this up, and here we are. I am bringing it up. So I'm not really familiar with what happened, but I do know there was tension at a practice between the two. So
okay.
I'm gonna read this article, and I'm gonna go like paragraph, whatever. So this is what it says so far. A 13-10 start to the Atlanta Hawks season has not come without drama. A league sources say the team is managing simmering issues between its head coach and star player. Those issues culminated in a telltale moment inside the Hawks practice facility on Friday. Hawks guard Trae Young and coach Nate McMillan had an exchange at Friday's shoot-around that led to Young choosing not to attend the team's home win over Denver at the State Farm Arena. Sources will, with knowledge of the situation, tell The Athletic. While Young was receiving treatment on his right shoulder, sources say McMillan asked him whether he would participate in the shoot-around, receive treatment during walkthrough, and play in the game against the Nuggets. But Young made it clear that he wanted to focus solely on his treatment while missing shoot-around and decided later in the day whether he would play. The approach, however, was not McMillan approved. Since the face of the Hawks franchise was deciding not to take part in the shoot-around, McMillan ultimately presented him with two options for the night's game. Sources said, play off the bench or do not show up to the arena. Young responded by saying he would not be playing against the Nuggets, and the team rolled him out while citing right shoulder soreness. Okay, let's pause. If your star player is hurt, he needs to be focusing on getting better.
Absolutely.
In whatever sport. His health is the number one concern. And by the way, the Hawks, yes, they're having a disappointing season so far, and they have a good starting five. Trae Young, they got Murray, I don't know how to say his first name, sorry, Benny. DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella. I'd say that's not bad. That's not bad, and he's not going to understand basketball because he doesn't watch basketball. Nope. But that's not bad. So, and there's been problems during games where McMillan has screwed up the game and the Hawks lost. So McMillan's definitely got to go. So I am 100% on Trae Young's side here because you got to protect your player, especially when he's your star. He's your star. Imagine back when Tom Brady was with the Patriots, Bill Belichick not protecting Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, which is pretty much what was happening, and that's why Tom Brady left in the first place.
Well, yeah, I mean, like early on.
Oh, early on, yeah.
Yeah, like after like the Seahawks Super Bowl, basically.
Right, yeah.
Okay, which you said was your first game you watched, by the way.
Yeah, it was the first NFL game I ever watched.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with the article. McMillan told reporters on Sunday that Young did not play on Friday night due to a miscommunication. Young practiced fully on Sunday and will return on Monday against Oklahoma City. There's no disciplinary action given by the team to Young in the aftermath of the situation, sources say. So they held multiple team meetings early this season to resolve various conflicts, sources' knowledge. So it seems like it's getting better.
Hopefully,
exactly. For Young, whose strained relationship with former Hawks coach Lloyd Pierce played a large role in his firing in March 2021. It's the latest sensitive situation that has caused many people within Hawks to question Young's leadership approach. Okay, let's stop right there again. So, you want to blame Trae Young for this. It was time to fire their last head coach, and it's time to fire this head coach. And Trae Young is fantastic. I would absolutely give Trae Young whatever he wants. And that's what I'd do. That's what I would do.
You have to.
You have to protect your player. And like the last part of this, with the team currently in fourth place in the Eastern Conference, sources with knowledge of the situation said McMillan's job is safe. Whatever. As all involved are well aware, Young and McMillan will need to reinvigorate their relationship moving forward if the Hawks are going to become a true contender again. Okay. In my opinion, you got to move on from McMillan. They are not. If he's still in charge as the coach, I don't think they're not gonna be a contender this year. starting off 13.
I mean, if they're not successful in the first place, they're not winning.
They gotta change. They gotta change stuff up, man. And if you don't take Trae Young's side, you're a fool. So that's what I'll say on that situation. If there's more that comes out with it, I will obviously let everybody know. And yeah, so that is all we have for today on this angry day.
Angry episode.
And yeah, it's been a fun 10 episodes in person, and we can't wait to come back in person in January.
It's gonna be fantastic.
And it's gonna be fun. We'll have guests on for the Zoom, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. Me and Bryce will tell stories from our time when we were on the same baseball team and whatever.
Absolutely.
And I got a lot of things to say, nice things to say about Bryce. So it'll be fun next week. So, all right, we will see you guys next week on Zoom with Bryce Stuber. Good paper toss.
Yes.
Yes.